Turn now to one of our legal analyst guests. Joining me, former prosecutor David Fleck, still with us. Okay, David, thank you for your patience. I wanted to get your response on something a couple questions ago that you might have just heard Chanley and I talking about, and that was that distinction between the president being the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and not being able to give civilians a direct order. And I would think tomorrow, when those defense attorneys get up and have a chance to present their arguments, they're going to hone in on that. So give me your thoughts on that and what else you think they really need to do in order to prevail in this case, please.
Well, so as we've heard from other guests, in order to restrain a person's speech, the Supreme Court has just decided that that speech has to create both imminent lawlessness and the likelihood of lawlessness. And we've seen some video clips on the show here today. People talking, some of the people at the riot on the Capitol steps saying that they were following President Trump and that they're ready for war. And I think that's really some tough evidence for the president's team to overcome. But I think it goes to a bigger issue that we're seeing here, which is, we've heard a lot of talk about unity, but we're just not there yet. And I pride myself in having friends and colleagues across the political spectrum, and it's scary to hear people of all types worried about the possibility of more violence. And I just hope that we can get past this sometime in the near future.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, the violence, it's terrifying. I watch those videos and it turns your stomach. It was a horrific day. It was a frightening day that we hope nothing like that ever happens again in our nation. Those police officers, I mean, the heroism displayed by those officers. If we could just talk for a moment about that, please, David. I mean, I know you're someone you've served as a former prosecutor, so you've had lots of dealings with law enforcement officers over the years. And when you're a prosecutor, you really have a better understanding of what police do day to day. I always was someone who respected and admired what those in law enforcement do in their service, but I really have to say I had a whole new appreciation for it when I served as an assistant district attorney. So share with me your thoughts just on that, on what these officers had to contend with that day.
Sure, yeah. So I was a prosecutor for 10 years, and obviously I served side by side with law enforcement, police officers and sheriff's deputies throughout that time. And what always struck me is that, when bullets start flying, they would run towards the sound of the gunshots. I'm a chicken, I'm sorry to say. I'm a lawyer. My gloves come on in the courthouse, and they have a different type of bravery that many of us, including myself, don't have. And you see that displayed, completely in these video clips, how they stood there. I mean, so few of these police officers trying to fend off thousands of people, and many of them, all of them, are true heroes today.
They really are. We can't stress that enough. Thank you for saying that, David. And I have to echo your remarks. They really are heroes. I hope they're recognized in some way or fashion in the coming months for that day. It was just incredible what they did. David Fleck, you're going to stay with us, so we thank you for that. We're going to step aside and take a break. It's about 1:15 now. When we come back, lots more live coverage, and we're going to recap what we saw earlier today. More very powerful evidence presented by those House impeachment managers in the second impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump.